Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we're doing a Siege gameplay commentary that we haven't done in a long time. One, because I've been away, and two, because getting used to this and getting myself back into a place where I can actually get decent gameplay has been a lot harder than I thought. My fingers are very rusty. But today we are using 3 different units. We've got Sealadars, we've got Shenjis, and we got Spear Sergeants. There was a misclick. It was a complete F up, didn't mean to do it, but actually it turned out a lot better than I thought, and I'm actually going to be using them more often because it was surprising and it was quite nice. So we're just going to tickle away at this guy, and then we'll get into the first unit that will, of course, be the Sealadars. So they're having a little push at the back gate at B here. They've obviously broken the wall down, and we're just calling over the big boys themselves, coming in with their axes. Let's take a look at them. So these are my Sealadars, and they've obviously had a little bit of a buff lately, and yeah, they're performing really well. I wouldn't say they're overpowered, but they're performing as well as you can imagine for a guy who looks as cool as they do. With the big axe, great, very happy with it, really pleased. There are the stats, just have a pause, have a look through. 13,000 health, defense is looking pretty good, but we'll get on to Vetline. Vetline, I prefer to go for the Decapitate top line. It feels like it's off cooldown pretty fast, and it feels like it does a little bit more than the old Death Strike. But Death Strike is good to have, obviously, as a second trigger, but having that time off Decapitate, it's really nice. Really, really nice. And then Doctrines-wise, Combat Doctrine feels so good on these guys. I just see their health going up and down, especially when you've got them on Cover Commander or Get Over Here on these guys. That actually works pretty well now. So yeah, Combat, Leadership, Piercing Defense, that probably could be changed out, Siege Fighter, and the Get Over Here, just to speed them over to you faster. Speed is actually super important, and otherwise these guys will plod along, so that's really nice to have. So let's see how we get on with the Sealadars. Okay, pushing in. Only a bit of pike militia here, some serfs and whatever. Just going to easily eat those, and then try not to let them go too far out the gates. Just we don't know what's there. There could be some guns or something, or some range that could pick them up easily. But now we got Sealadar versus Cellular. We're going in with the Decapitate, double hero kill there. Pop the Death Strikes out just as an extra little sort of bit of damage, and to get their Combat Doctrine rolling, you'll see them go green, you'll see them go like glowing gold where they get their CC immunity, and red obviously when they get their damage. And I really feel like the Combat Doctrine on these guys is basically a must. It really does make them so much more survivable than they should be. So we'll send those back. Did quite well there. We got a 58 just at the first thing. Granted, some of them were peasants and green units, so it's not that impressive, but we did take on a stack of Sealadars as well. And obviously in this video, for the boring bits, where there's no combat, we're just going to zip through them, and then obviously when it goes to normal speed, we'll be back to where some action is or something's happening, and we'll do that throughout the video. So we notice obviously they're going for the supply up here. I'm going to try and have a little wrestle with them here, but I don't know if my Sealadar stack's going to be big enough. I chuck them in maybe a little bit early, should have left them for a bit longer, but they're whacking out some damage. They're taking some things with them. Our stack is depleting, and there's just a bit too much of a push coming down, so we're going to have to back out of there. It's getting a bit dangerous here. Try and throw a grenade at those guys. And then the Wu Wei pikes come out of nowhere. Surprised I wasn't killed there, but it must be down to the fact I've literally just got the rune on the chest that means I don't die. That must have been what that was. So that's quite nice. And then we come around the corner here to this supply, and someone's already set up here. Nadachi's already set up with his bows. That's an interesting choice. So we'll quickly wipe those out. Not that we would have helped. That's been any help at all, because the guy had that under control. And then I noticed C going, so I'm running up to C, just have a look, stun this guy out. Fingers start sweating a bit, just slamming my keyboard, and try and regain some composure. Wait for his ult, and just ignore it with my jump back. Lovely. But now we're going to get in some the next unit that is obviously the Shenji. And in this part on C, just wanted to throw it over the wall and see what we could do. So let's take a little look at them. Moving on, we're bringing the bad boy Shenjis out. Just on this map, I thought, you know what, could be a good decision. Let's bring them out to drop some grenades over the wall. And it went half okay. But here are the stats. Have a pause on that. Obviously, Shenjis have relatively good defense. Almost 7,000 health, so yeah, doing okay. Doctrine-wise, we've got an accuracy doctrine. We've got an extra bit of defense, some health. Rate of fire by 20 and extra damage to cav, that's nice. They can carry another grenade, that's good. And then just some extra little unit damage, that's good too. And then vet line, I go bottom, because I think these guys, it's important to be about the grenades. So yeah, I go bottom. They still shoot pretty well, but yeah, get those grenades on a further range and lower cooldown. So let's have a look how the Shenjis get on. So in we go. Looks like they're staring down the barrel of us at C. So I think I'm just going to put them straight, looking at their beady eyes, and I'm going to lob some grenades directly on them. Just try and knock that shield wall down. Probably not a wise idea. I got lucky that they didn't have any sort of Rattans or anything behind that would have just insta-killed my my Shenjis, but we almost lost 3. We haven't lost any yet, but they are low health, so I thought I'm going to just drop them in this room for a little bit until I kind of figure out that I can get up top and start throwing some stuff off and seeing what we can do. Just having a little peek, notice we got the Iron Reapers there. I'm like, okay, nothing's in there, just checking for the enemies. I saw my guys shooting a bit and thought maybe someone was coming up the stairs, so I had a little check, but then I was like, okay, it's time to bring them up the tower here and then do a little bit of bombing over the side. So up we go and leave them just here, and I'm going to take a quick peek to see what they got. It looks like we got some Namcams that I haven't seen in a long time down there, so we don't mind if we do. Let's have a little go on those. Lovely. I don't know how many that just got us, but it's fine. I think we got attacked by some returning Shenjis at the same time. So the spear comes up. Somehow I missed my my Thunderbolt didn't go off, but it went off, and then I missed that one. So I'm doing a great job here. This chain dart is keeping me pinned down quite nicely, but we're obviously fighting on stairs that is bugging us both out really badly, because we're both trying to throw darts at each other and they're going through the stairs and over my head. So that was always fun, but luckily my Shenjis helped me out there and kill him. So I put them here. I'm like, well, I've only got 5 left, 1 grenade, so I'm going to just chuck the grenade and leave them. So I'm going to walk down this wall in a second and just, yeah, let them stay there, and hopefully they won't get noticed. But funny enough, they don't. They just stick there, killing their archers one by one, and survive so much longer than you would have thought, to be honest. They, yeah, the enemy just don't notice them. So we're just going to leave them there, get a little heal in, wait for, trying to wait for the bomb, but I don't actually realise that we don't have any left, so at that point, right, time to run back to base and set up for the final defense that is going to be a long one. Take a little dive, almost get caught by the flamethrower, carnage going off everywhere, Trebs dropping down, Rattans getting melted. Lovely stuff. And as you can see, my Shenjis are still alive, even though I'm over here, and they've just got killed. So we're going to fast forward now and go and pick up the final unit that is obviously the one that I misclicked. So I wasn't expecting much, but got a lot more than I was expecting. Now this might be a little bit of a longer segment, because this surprised me as much as it surprised you, or will surprise you, how well these guys held up. I don't know, I've been away for a while, I don't know if they've had a buff or what's gone on, but basically I panic clicked these into my warband, so I wasn't expecting much from them. I do have mine pretty stacked out, and they can be good to soak damage, but you know, with the current meta, with the units that are about currently, I was like, no, these guys are just not going to survive. Iron Reapers, you know, the new pikes, some ward pikes, whatever they're called. So yeah, I was a bit skeptical. But yeah, the stats on these guys' defense, 1,000 piercing defense is pretty nice. 800 slashing, 850 slashing. That would be quite nice against the Sealadars. 13,000 health, but you've got to remember there's 32 of these guys, so that's 13,000 each, so it's a lot of health. And then vet line, I go top line, get that extra 6 health there. Yeah, it's not important really. It's one of these older sort of veterinary lines that kind of don't make much sense. And then moving on to doctrines, we have got defense doctrine. That's nice. A little awareness doctrine. This really helps when the cav are roaming around. Reduces down attacks from the rear as well, especially because you're running these guys on cover commander, so that 15% from the rear. That when I get a better one of these, I'll put it in so we can get a higher percentage. I think it goes higher percentage. And then moving on, first aid. Give me a little heal. Again, I'll get a better one in. Now that these guys played the way they did, I will beef these up a bit, but this is what we had. And I have already changed this one out. This was a hero killing doctrine there. It wasn't that one, it was this one. So it was the lowest of the purple hero killing doctrines. But I just saw I had this and was like, you know what, I'm chucking that in, because this would have been really nice to have the extra 15% damage and 15% movement speed once they've taken damage. And then just increase block by 250 and block recovery by 200%. And then obviously the mastery, the reason why we're going to keep them on cover commander is because they're going to regain 3% of the health a second, same as men-at-arms, so that's always nice. But what you'll see me do a few times is heroes will get stuck in them, and then I will advance on the hero, that is this one, and each unit will hit them with 3 strikes, and it does some really good damage, so keep an eye out for that as we go. So let's see the surprising show of the Spear Sergeants. Okay, so we're with our Spear Sergeants, and my thought process with these guys was, look, they're not going to do much damage. Just protect other people's troops. Just be a nuisance around. So we got these Janissaries here. I'm just going to stay in front of their shots. If I get an opportunity strike, I'll leap out. But these guys are my bodyguards. They're soaking damage, and they're going to trap people from getting to units that are actually probably at this current point in time doing more than what we can do. So, you know, these Janissaries are shooting away. Yeah, one or two might be, only one or two might be hitting, but yeah, we're just going to keep protecting them. I'm going to nibble away a little bit, see if I could throw my my darts through there, but it's not really going that well. Just tickling away, might as well be doing something. That's my sort of attitude I'm taking right here. Got my bodyguards, so I'm pretty safe, and then I get a cannon through the gap. I'm like, nope, not that safe. So we're going to back up a little bit, go back to our defending job in front of these Janissaries, just making sure they're not going to get jumped by these 2 Mauls that are staring at them with delicious delight in their eyes. So I'm going, ooh, do you know what? I was like, yeah, okay, grape shot. I don't put enough artillery down. Let's just chuck a little grape shot down and see if we can catch them out. Go for a little shot on the wall there. Nothing. So, I mean, it happens. I must have just hit the pillar or just been out of range. But next one's okay. We pick him up as he's running on through. Little clothesline. Not bad. And then we move the guys forward. If you go forward a bit and then jump on, actually they go in front. That was quite nice because they just blocked that from getting destroyed. We're going to jump on again. This guy's coming in with that grenade again. Really getting pounded on this grape shot. Waiting for the next one. Where is he? And he's clotheslined. Lovely. Good job. And they finally get the grape shot down. But I'll take the two pickup kills. And then back to defending these Janissaries. Some guys obviously got his bagpipes out and actually did a great job. It was so nice to have this buff just rolling on us the whole time. Throwing my grenade in there, Great Thunderbolt. I've decided to take it instead of an ult. It's kind of more interesting. I feel like it gives you more range of play. So like right here, as we're just on cooldown, throwing it to the back. If it catches a group of Rattans or whatever, it does some decent damage. You know, it's going to kill the Rattans, and then obviously it increases the damage that unit takes by 30%. So if anything hits them at that point, it's basically dead, even if it's a bigger unit. But now they're starting to push, so I'm sort of back and forward, soaking some damage, just trying to stay in front of this unit, and then I go in for the advance on these guys back in a second. Just get some of that damage down. It's not huge against units, but against single one players, it does a lot of damage. Getting rather wary of getting trebbed here, just because we're in such a huge stack. Picking up a few assists, going for the advance forward, seeing what sort of damage we can get. Keep trying to keep these flamers alive. But obviously the enemy still has a lot of very decent troops hiding in that corridor there. And the main thing is it's going to be a troop numbers sort of battle. So trying not to lose mine for nothing, for no gain. It's going to be like you want to be getting as many troops for your troops as you can. So you get swarmed. Actually takes quite a decent amount of damage. That's nice. And the good thing about these is when you roam and Cav are sort of doing that thing like this guy, where they're sort of just on their own, but they're causing nonsense in the back lines. These guys actually do pick them up quite well. They're quite good at just pulling out a little bit of damage on those sort of things, slowing them down. So we've got a musket slowing us down, funny enough, and we're just going to keep throwing in. Just keep that numbers game coming in. They're making a little advance. Some guy's got the same idea. He's got the spear sergeants out. So I go for the little advance, but it doesn't seem to go off. I get sort of stunned a little bit. Put them back on cover commander. Get that heal off. Get a little thunderbolt on him. Take that hit, and you can see the hits are nothing. We did get baited into a little treb there. So keep them on cover commander. I'm not trying to move them off cover commander. I've just move out of the way of it, so they continue getting their 3% health back. We've got their doctrine heal going as well. You know, you combine those two things together and it's a big amount of healing. Going for the thunderbolt again. I was trying to do the little stun advance trick, but he got obviously killed before then. But we do actually manage to land the advance stun. That's always nice. And now that first wave has sort of lulled down. Everyone's sort of preparing for that next thing. Luckily, because, and this is probably why I like these guys so much at the moment, or in this one siege that I had them in, is that everyone else has to run their guys back to the supply point. So, but these guys obviously healing all the time. You're always going to have men on the point. So there's never going to be that stage where the enemy see you clear off because too many of you have gone to heal your troops. Yeah, so I guess that's a good advantage. So I'm obviously see these flamers and take my role right back up, that I am going to keep them safe. Anything valuable that my team has is now like valuable to me, because I want to win this now. This has been a relatively decent game for me, especially of the ones I've had in the past few days. Coming back to CB, I've been god awful. Fingers have been out of the way. So yeah, I was sweating at this point, but I was like, these now are my flamers. I'm not going to let them die. I'm going to keep being a nuisance here. Lobbing in a grenade. Go in for a little advance in a second. Oh no, I don't go in for an advance. I am sticking with those guys. Just keep throwing. Just keep throwing. Going. Oh, there's the advance. I knew I did it somewhere. A little 3-hitter. And just check it out. He's been taken out. Secure the kill, gentlemen. Secure the kill. And they're on base at the moment. But I didn't think they had that many left, and they came around this corner, and there's actually a lot more. I thought the battle might be over, and yeah, what do you know? Cav come through, so I'm like, right, I'm on top of the flamers, trying to keep them safe, standing on top of 3 or 4 of them, trying to block this Cav from getting anywhere, advancing on it just to get it killed off. 2 heroes coming in, get a grenade on him. The rune saves him. It's a bit of havoc taking place here. The Maul spin to winning, and then we're going to go in for getting knocked over. Not fun. But the Spear Sergeant's health, they're sticking up to it. They're taking it. These Cav that are sort of roaming about aren't killing them, and they come in and make the difference. This guy's trying to escape me. Little bomb, perfect time into a little ambush. Very nice. And now we got this chain dart. And kill him with the advance. A nice little insta-kill. And that's what I'm talking about. When you go for the advance, it is just a lovely, lovely amount of damage. Yeah, when you can make it work. Now, obviously, catching our breath for a little bit. Is there going to be another wave? They still have 160. We're not that far ahead of them. Few coming around the corner. Just I'm playing around with the advance, with him advancing his new unit, and I think it's now going to become a bit of a slaughter. Coming in with the grenade, grab that kill, assist on that one. Multiple assists, going in with the advance, and now we're just going to have them follow us down and follow us around, and to finish this off. Surprisingly, still no surrender button. But to be fair, on games like this, I don't know if I'd want it, but that's only because we're winning. But there's only a minute left on the timer of the game left, so would a surrender really do much here? Maybe if there was a surrender button, you would do like, you surrender, but then it's like a minute countdown for surrender to go off. I don't know. Game's sort of over now anyway. But it's just going to be a chase down, slaughter. Everyone trying to pick up as much points to get on the scoreboard at the end. And these Martellatori are sort of taking the hit.
We captured the point.
This guy's got stuck out in the open. I run straight into a clothesline, going with a bomb there, into a kick, and managed to just get the assist. Managed to not get the kill. So I'm going to speed to the last bit here. That is a little clothesline with our spear sergeants. That's really nice, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. The last 9 seconds. Here he comes, respawns into a little kick, and here they go. One shot advance. Ah, beautiful. And that's game, gentlemen. And that is game. So we got an S tier. That's that's okay. Sila Daza, 2 heroes and 71 units. We came obviously second. 12 heroes, 0 deaths, and 14 assists. 169 units killed. So yeah, pretty good game. Felt good for the first time. Surprisingly, the Spear Sergeants had 3 heroes. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, guys. I'll see you in the next one.